The question isn't, can you handle the situation? The question is, can you handle your mind? Can you manage the thoughts and the emotions that are trying to poison your progress? Forget managing the situation. Manage your mind. You can't get advice on what you should do with your life, right? Nobody knows what you are. Like even sometimes you don't really even know what you are. You got to take your shot.
Let's say you're at work, but you're thinking about vacation. Then when you're on vacation, you're going to be thinking about work because you've trained your mind to not be present. And that's why even when we're with our kids or our family or the people we love, we're stressing about other stuff because we've trained ourselves to not be where we are.
Happiness is peace. It's not pleasure. Right? And everybody thinks happiness is trying to get as much pleasure as you can get. There is nothing more agitating to your mind than extreme pleasure. It's like peace.
Unhappiness is when your expectations of how life is meant to be going go unmet. And this explains why a kid in Africa who gets rice, I was born in Africa, I was born in Botswana, a kid in Africa who gets rice can be euphoric. But a billionaire in a Michelin star restaurant in West London, if his 3 Michelin star steak comes without the sprinkle of dust or whatever shit they put on it, he will be visibly pissed off and complain because his expectations of the world and how life should be going go unmet. So one of the ways that you can make sure you're happy, it's not Lamborghinis, it's just like having better expectations.
We have this sort of fantasy that if I can get rich enough, or I can get in the perfect relationship, or I have the best business, or maybe if I just don't do anything and I retire someday, I won't have problems and challenges in my life. Now, we consciously know that's not true, but it's sort of the fantasy we live with. Since you have an acceptance that problems and challenges are going to exist, isn't it probably important that you learn to enjoy the process of overcoming them and solving them? I also remind myself this problem is helping me grow. It's in existence because I'm making progress in my life.
You don't have to think too hard. You just more so got to think differently. I feel like a lot of people think hard to like try to get ahead, but sometimes it's not how hard you think, it's just how different you think, you know what I'm saying?
Imagine if you wake up every day with $84,600 in your bank account. And every day, at the end of the night, it's gone, whether you wasted it or not, and then the next day you get another $84,600. You would do everything in your power to spend it. Because you know the next day you're getting $84,600. You don't want to leave nothing there. You make the best of it, right?
Why is that?
Because yesterday, after
Okay,
no, yesterday,
I can't have my dog?
you can. We wanted to raise money for you, for their adoption. And you're also...
Are you serious? With my dogs?
You're getting gift cards, and you're getting loans, and you're
Are
getting
you
gift
serious?
cards. They all come together, and they're giving you gift cards, and a whole bunch of toys and everything.
Wow, man. Thank you.
We wanted to surprise you.
You did. You really did.
So think about you being the kid in classroom. Teacher asks the question, you know the answer, but you're afraid to raise your hand anyway because you're afraid of what someone else is going to say, how it's going to look, so you don't say anything. There are people who never invented something that it would have made millions or changed the world. Why? Well, they're gonna say I'm stupid, this is crazy. It leads to just people not even tapping into their potential because they're so worried about what other people got to say. When you get to a point where you don't care what other people got to say, you have truly set yourself free.
No matter what happens to you, it ain't over. It ain't over. Ain't no such a thing as over. As long as God wakes you up, that means he ain't through with you yet. And if he wakes you up, you got a shot to correct it and get it right.